Okay, today I want to show you a trim on a layered girl's haircut. First off, you're going to want to put the head straight down. Make sure their chin is tucked. Bring down the middle section. Trim that, go to the right. Keep that as your guideline, that middle piece. Okay, then you're going to want to bring the head up and to the side, towards the opposite shoulder. You want to keep their head up. Just make sure that it's not tilted down or it's going to be shorter in your front. Okay, then bring it straight down from the ear. Trim that, okay? Then we're going to go from our middle, put our head down again. You're going to pull straight down. Then you're going to trim to the left. Make sure that middle part is even. Okay, again, put our head back up and to the side towards our other shoulder. Okay, now what I want to show you guys is, let me turn this way. You're going to take your top section, and depending on how short you want your layers, is the length you're going to take off. Okay, if you want shorter layers, you're going to take off more. We're not going to take off too much, we're just kind of trimming up. So I'm going to take about that much off, and I'm just going to kind of chop into these layers so it makes them more soft. If you want more blunt layers, cut straight across. Bring that hair up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my middle section. I'm going to pull up to this guideline that I had. Trim that hair off. Then I'm going to pull all this hair straight up from the nape of the neck up and just trim. Okay, then I always go to my right again, pull that hair up, trim, keep that guideline, pull it up, trim off that hair, go down to the nape of the neck and bring the rest of that hair up with you also. Trim. Then go down to the ear and bring the rest of that hair and pull that straight up to your guideline up here. Trim off those ends. And then behind this ear, take the rest of the hair from the nape all the way up and trim. Same thing, we're just going to head to our left side. Again, just go straight down and then pull it all the way up. See, there's more that needed to be trimmed. Bring the rest of the hair up. Okay, same thing, go to the side of the ear. Everything from the side of the ear you're going to want to hold up to that guideline again. Pull straight up. Okay, so we've got all the back done. And now a way to check these top layers is you're going to take from ear to ear. You're going to take just straight across, and you're going to bring all that hair straight up. Bring it up. There's a long piece, so we're going to come in and we're going to trim that off to match the rest of that hair. Okay, now this front part. I'm going to take this front section on the top. I'm going to pull that straight up with these layers so it's connected. If you want longer layers in your front, you're going to want to tilt the hand up this way to cut. If you want shorter layers, you're going to go straight across. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna chop into this a little, trim those up, bring the whole side up, trim into that, and then the other side we're gonna bring up to this middle. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna cut the front. She likes the side bang swoop. She parts from over here. You're always gonna wanna part right where they part and style their hair. Okay, for the swoop bang, now remember when this dries, it's gonna be shorter, so you're not gonna wanna cut it too short. You wanna cut it, and even if you need to dry it and then go back and cut it more is probably best. But I'm just gonna chop into these, again, so you can have them wispy. And then I just connect from those bangs down in these side layers. Okay, then on a swoop bang, I always like to leave the bottom out. Bring this other hair up just behind it a little bit. This is if you want a thicker bang also. And then you can kind of chop into this top, because then that's going to be a little shorter and it's going to lay on these hairs. So it's going to make a thicker bang here in the front, the swoop bang, if you want it a little thicker. And then this other side, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to trim these also. But we're trimming the like this, so there's layers on the side. Okay, then when you're all done, you're going to want to look in a mirror. You're going to want to pull down, make sure each side is exactly right, even. Okay, that's even. Now what I'm going to do is some texture, which is going to give her a lot of body. What you need to do is this is where she poofs her hair to make it full. You're going to want to come back, don't do this in any part, but see where it falls, where it starts to bend right there, that's where you need to put these scissors, okay? So it goes like this, then you're going to put these in, kind of go up a little bit right there. That is the heaviest point in her hair, is where it bends. So that's a great way to find out where you need your texture. Pull that down, do your scissors up. Then I always like to do this side because it also has more hair on the one side. So you need to make sure that that's nice and textured and thinned out. And then on these thicker swoop bangs, I always like to hold them up just a tiny bit. Do a little bit of this texture up through here and through the ends. That makes it a nice wispy look. And then we go to the other side, pull the hair up, see where it bends, start taking those scissors up. Okay, and that is your layered haircut for a girl with the texture and a nice thick swooping.